Are you the Ghostbusters? Guilty as charged.
We see things no one else is willing to see.
You saw a ghost,
yeah.
Like that movie with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, he was behind me and we made a vase.
We do things others can't do. Now there's sightings all over the city.
We might be the only ones who can stop it.
Time to catch a ghost! So I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing, but I'm mad as hell.
Hello, I'm Preston Barta with Fresh Fiction, and this is my lovely wife, Haley Barta. We just got back from seeing Ghostbusters, and this is a new segment that we are attaching to Fresh Fiction. It's kind of a different version of our her and his perspective articles that we do every now and then, that I do with Gwen. And so this one's going to be called Mr. and Mrs. Perspective. So, yeah, or Mr. and Mrs. Reviews. Haven't really
worked it out
yet. So, anyway, so ladies first, what did you think of Ghostbusters, the new film starring Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon? So this is the...
And you're forgetting the most important, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, sorry.
My favorite part of the whole movie was Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. Not even because he's beautiful. He was just funny. He was good. He had all the best lines. I liked it, personally. It gave me a lot of laughs when I really needed them. Like, it was, I laughed throughout the entire movie. I don't think you did. I did. The entire movie. I really liked it. I mean, if you take out, like, the other movie, like, so, like, I know that it's a Ghostbusters film, but, like, if you think, like, okay, this isn't just, like, it doesn't continue on from the other Ghostbusters films. It's a completely separate entity.
Yeah, entity.
Entity, thank you.
Yeah. I agree. I liked it. I didn't love it. And I think part of that is because I come from loving the original two films, and that's just a hard thing to get out of your mind going into this film. If you're a fan of the original two films, it's definitely tonally completely different. We live in a new age, so the comedy has evolved, and so this is very much in tune with the type of comedy that we appreciate today, and it's from the director who did Bridesmaids and Spy, so it's very much like that type of comedy. I don't think it's quite as effective as those two films, just because it's
Bridesmaids and what?
And Spy. He also did The Heat.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think, I haven't seen The Heat, but Spy, I think it's up there with Spy, and I mean, I really like Spy, but
I like Spy a lot.
I think that Chris Hemsworth took on the role of Jason Statham completely.
You don't think that he's kind of like a one-note guy in that he's the stupid secretary?
Yeah, but how funny is that? Because I mean, if you think about all the movies, I liked it, and from a woman's perspective, I know that sounds really cliche, but from a woman's perspective, how often is it that you see movies where it's like this bimbo woman and she's just there to look good, right?
Yeah.
It's funny that these are smart women who have PhDs and have worked really, really hard to get these titles, and now here's this bimbo man who's really good to look at, but also has some really funny lines. I mean, I think that there's been so many other movies, and it doesn't even matter that you're comparing it to what used to be where women particularly play these dumb roles, right? That's happened time and time again. But he was funny in it by himself, and I think that's what made me laugh so many times, was thinking of the fact that they're literally like flipping it over to where like the women are the smart ones, they're the ones who are working really hard, and then here's just this dumb, cute man who walks in and changes everything. Like, I think that's really, it's refreshing to see. That's not why I loved the movie. I just thought it was a fun thing. It was a fun little bit about it.
Yeah.
But I still thought that he was hilarious. I mean,
yeah, he was.
Even with his one-liners, like you said, they weren't continuous, and I really don't think he had a lot of plot-driven stuff, but he was funny when he was in the movie.
Yeah. I think the word to kind of describe this film to me is serviceable. Like, it's fine. Like, everybody does their part. I think Melissa McCarthy, who we're used to being like the scene stealer, kind of takes a step back. And
I did appreciate that.
Kristen
yes.
Wiig too, but she still has those kind of quips to her that we recognize, like those
little mannerisms.
Yeah, the way, especially between like Chris Hemsworth and her, like how she's like, yes, I love you.
Yeah,
like
very much her bridesmaids character in that aspect.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what's her name? The other one, the one that we like so much.
Kate McKinnon?
Okay, yeah, she stole the show. I mean...
See, I thought Leslie Jones...
Okay, Leslie Jones was great too, though.
See,
I don't know. It was those two. Like, I think that those two, either when they were in scenes by themselves or when they were together, like, I think Kate did a really good job of playing off of Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, she just had this charisma about her, which I think we see a lot in her SNL skits too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know if she's been anything outside of that, but...
Do you think I enjoy her too? I felt like the first 15 minutes of the movie were kind of stale until she came into the picture, and it brought things back up where, like, in my mind, whenever they would have scenes of like kind of weak dialogue, but it picked up when she came into the picture.
Yeah.
But I think the big problem with this film is just like tonally it's a little all over the place. But for her character, her in general, do you think that she just does impressions? I felt like everything that she did, like she never had a moment besides like one scene, and it's at the very end where she just kind of was herself, and she kind of.
I mean, yes and no. Like that, okay, so like this scene whenever she goes to get Melissa McCarthy out of the bathroom, like that, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but she goes and knocks on the bathroom door. She is doing impersonations the entire time walking over there. But you got to think, like, her whole character in this movie was an impersonation, though. I mean, like that person that she's playing is this, like, you're not really going to meet somebody like that, most likely. Like, it's very unlikely. But like I didn't see it as an impersonation so much as it was just like that was her character until she started doing that, and then I was like, okay, like that was
well, I just thought just because that's what she's known for on SNL that I was just like, okay, this is for her, but that's fine, fair enough. Like I just kind of saw it as that this was just like a perfect role for her to just be what she's known for, and to
get her out. And I think that this was a really good jumping off point for her, because I think I don't know, but I just feel like it showed a lot of talent in her to be able to keep that impersonation up throughout the entire movie, and not really, like, I'm sure that's not really her in real life. I mean, like, nowhere near her, whereas Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, it's kind of easier to see them, and even Leslie Jones, see them as in real life. Like, that's them in real life, right? Like, they're just taking, like, this, like a feel off of them and using
extreme versions of themselves.
Right. And Leslie Jones was great. I mean, I really liked her too, but I feel like I've seen her before.
Yeah.
In that type of character, but it didn't take anything away from me.
Yeah.
Like, I still enjoyed what she did. I still enjoyed the movie as a whole. It didn't take me out of the movie thinking, okay, I've seen this before, but I still think, I mean, like, I feel like I have seen that before. I mean, even in like little skits she's done.
Yeah. I just felt like there was more of a organic feel to her type of comedy in this film, and that's why I liked her more in this film. Like, whenever she would deliver a line, I was actually laughing more than I was with a lot of the other characters. But Kate McKinnon was... I think we're agreeing to disagree there, because, man, like, every time Chris Hemsworth opened his mouth, I was dying. Well, yeah, I'm talking between the four girls. Okay, well, yeah, even Kate, though. I still think I laughed a little bit harder with her, and it wasn't even like... It was just like her dancing and like her just straight up like the way she acted towards them. Like even when she's not talking. Yeah, like that very first scene whenever like when the camera pans over to her and she's sitting in that chair, I mean, like you're just like her position and her body language is, you're already like, oh, okay, like this is an interesting character. Yeah. So I think overall, I think what makes this movie great, and kind of what makes the original Ghostbusters great, is just the dynamic between the 4 characters.
Oh yeah.
And so
The bond.
You can't expect and this is said a lot, an Oscar-winning plot with this. This movie is not very.
Yeah.
This movie's not very different of its genre. It's very much like the original. Like, you got your mustache twirling villain. There's not a lot of depth to him. And
I feel like he was barely in the movie.
Yeah.
Can I just mention the scariness of this movie? I was not expecting that. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I ever really jumped at, I mean, again, separate movies, but I never jumped at Ghostbusters. I never, like, I remember watching that as a kid and not being scared
except
of
for
it.
the library scene.
Okay, maybe though. But like, I remember watching that as a kid and not being scared. Whereas if I walked in and watched that movie, I mean, like, I'm a grown adult and I was jumping at multiple scenes in this movie. I mean, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like we were almost watching The Conjuring and Ace Ventura somehow mixed together. Like, it was
So
scary.
it's fun.
It was fun.
It's
I
fun.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So what would you give it? Because we do out of 5 stars. What would you give it?
I really liked it.
So
I would probably give it a 3.
that's what I would give it. I feel like you would give it 3.5.
Okay, maybe 3.5, but then I gotta think of movies that I really love. I mean, you only give out a 5-star rating like once a year.
I know, but
I really want to up it up to 3.5. I mean, I'm trying to save my 3.5, so.
well, like when I did the podcast.
Okay, 3.5.
Whatever. All
3.5.
Right, 3.5.
We'll go with 3.5. I was convinced.
Go see it. It's
a fun date movie.
Yeah, it's a fun date.
Girlfriend movie.
Yeah.
To go out with the girls, the guys. I think the guys would enjoy it.
Yeah.
You don't have to love Chris Hemsworth to enjoy his comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good. He needs to do more comedy.
I agree. Cool. All right, well, that's all. And she goes with me to a lot of movies, so we'll see when we do the next one. But for now, we'll see you next time.